Welcome to the Guitar Resource Podcast, practice topics for the beginning and intermediate guitarist.
Hello and welcome to today's episode. We're going to talk about the fifth string and working on learning the notes on that string. So let's go over them briefly. So we have fifth string open, that is A. In the second fret we have B. Third fret is C. Fifth fret is D. 7 is E. 8th is F. 10th is G. And 12th is A. And you do want to keep going up, but I'm going to really just talk about 0 through 12. So let's play that 12th fret again. So that's A. The 10th fret, G. 8th fret is F. 7th fret is E. 5th fret is D. 3rd fret C. 2nd fret B. And open, 5th string is A. So what tends to happen oftentimes when someone goes to learn the notes, let's say on one string like this, is we start to relate everything to other notes that we know. So everything is A. So if I ask, where would you find E, rather than going straight to E, there's a tendency to want to kind of count up. Okay, this is A, so this must be B, C, and so on. So what you want to try to do is learn each note and just kind of know exactly where it is. So a really great way to do that is to think about the markings on the guitar. And I always try to think about no matter what guitar I'm playing on, I try to think or imagine that there are markings on 3, 5, 7, and 9, 12, and so on. So let's go over some of the notes that do land on the markings. Fifth string. So we have C, D, and E. Right? So when you think D on the fifth string, think about it landing on this marking. So there are 4 single markings. So it's the second one. 12 has two dots. So let's say we're thinking E. So we know E is on a marking on the fifth string. So we go there and we just try to really visualize that it's there. And you might even try it with different fingers. All right, and then C, so the first marking. Now this guitar does have another marking on it, but when I'm visualizing this, because you don't really need to look at the guitar all the time. So when I'm playing, maybe looking somewhere else or just not looking at the neck, then I'm thinking of this as really the first marking, even though on this actual guitar that does have one on the first fret. All right, so let's go over some that kind of fit in between the markings. So B, we have on the second fret, and so we don't have marking there. F is another one, so we have 8th fret, so that doesn't have a marker on it, or an inlay. And then G, right? So B, F, and G on this string. Now A does have a marking, and it's 2 dots, so you always think about this one as sort of a special spot, and it's an octave above the open string. So this will help you try to remember the notes independent of each other and sort of where they lay on the guitar using the markings. So another thing to consider is that the 3, 5, 7, and 9 all odd numbers, and then where we don't have markings, we have even numbers: 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And then also 11 and 13 don't have markers because we have this special marker on the 12th fret. All right, well, let's go over some of the flats and the sharps. So first fret, we have B flat or A sharp. Fourth fret, we have C sharp or D flat. And then sixth fret, we have D sharp or E flat. Ninth fret, we have F sharp or G flat. And then 11th fret, we have G sharp or A flat. Okay, so the same situation there. We'll just try to think about whether there is a marker or not, and try to think about where it falls into the overall scheme of the guitar markings. All right, and then another thing to consider is that B, rarely but occasionally, will be C flat. C is B sharp. So that's not going to come up too often, but something to be aware of, especially if you're sight reading music and maybe some of the more, some keys with more sharps or flats. All right, so F can also be thought of as E sharp and E as F flat. So you're probably not going to run into that too much, but just something to be aware of there. All right, great. So I hope this helps a little bit with memorizing the notes on the 5th string, and we're going to go through all the strings with this and see what we can do. So in the next episode, we'll talk about the 4th string. Well, thanks again for listening, and I hope you did enjoy this video. If you have any comments or questions, please let me know, and you can also send me an email. You can also follow on Facebook and Twitter, and visit my website at guitar-resource.com.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Guitar Resource podcast. Be sure to rate and subscribe. Remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter.